I was thinking the other day, you talk about enthusiasm and wanting to continue and not giving up. How many? What do you think? And this is a question I want to put out to. It looks like Elliot is on here. Wrench 29 is on. NKC's on there. Murr's on there. Boss Lady. Boss Lady would know this better than anybody, probably, right? Karen Darling. What do you think are the percentages of people that have raced, say, a period of 10 years or 5 years, of winners versus losers? Is there more people that lose, never win a race versus people that win? Is there more I hate to use the word losers. Non-winners. Is there more non-winners than winners at a track every night? And do guys go through their career? Is there more people that go through their career without winning a race than there is with guys that win races?
I found out that when you see the winners, the guys that win races, and I think you would agree with me on this, these are the guys that just don't accept losing. They don't accept any failure, and they're pressured by succeeding because of the fear of failure and just not accepting failure. And so the guys that win most of the time are the ones that are willing to put in the effort and the work that it takes to get to the level to where you win all the time. And then when they go to the racetrack, they expect to win.
Kurt. I agree with you somewhat, but I still believe there's a lot of guys that never win a race that work just as hard, spend just as much money. They just don't have the talent.
Talent is a big part of that, especially when you're driving a race car, no doubt. But there's still guys that are not as talented that win. They might have to work twice as hard as the guy who is talented, but they refuse to give up.
I agree with you, Lloyd. I'm with you. There's far more non-winners than there is winners. You think that makes a difference in people? You think in today's world, and again, this kind of goes out to the people that are chiming in here, do you think it's harder for a driver in today's world? Now think about this, folks. Just say this. Think about this for a second. Do you think it's harder for drivers in today's world with the cost of modified racing, the cost of racing, really? I mean, I saw a freaking USRA roller the other day for sale for $11,000. A street stock for sale for $11,000. Do you think that it's easier now for people to give up when they don't win versus years ago when it didn't take as much money for a person to try to win? Do you think because of the cost of racing that people that are non-winners that know that they don't have the talent to outrun the people they're racing against, or for whatever reason can't beat the people they're racing against, you think the cost of it drive some of these back markers and middle of the road guys out of the sport? You think part of the reason that the cost is down is the car counts are down is because of the cost, or do you think it has more to do with people are just tired of not winning, Kurt?
Combination of all of that. I think that the cost of it is a big factor because maybe back, decades ago where the cost of it wasn't as big of a factor, they'll hang with it for a while. But if the cost is there and the expense of all of this is evident and they're not having any success, they'll be more willing to give up easier, I would think, than back in the day when that wasn't as big of a factor.
Yeah. Boss Lady, I'm with you. She said, yes, there are more non-winners, but these guys are who keep our sport going. And that's my point, I guess, Karen. That's kind of where I'm going with this whole topic. If we don't bring the cost down a little bit for the drivers that know they don't have a chance to win, let me tell you, folks, if I had to spend $30,000 for an MB custom roller, and if I had to have a $22,000 motor, and I knew I couldn't win, I wouldn't do it.
No.
I wouldn't do it.
No, you can't afford to do it. I mean, the racer that doesn't win or doesn't really think he's going to win, at least the expense of it's got to be enough to where he's at least willing to participate and get enough out of the sport at a low cost, But when you drive up the cost of everything, that makes his decision easy. I'm going to go do something else. I can't afford it.